down, get off of me. I'm trucking them over, he under me. Want back ends, wipe my sins, They can't win, No new friends, Football fans, they sleep again. We wake them up, the champs is in. Champion, we want back ends.
This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we've got a good one on tap.
Coach, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Arizona Cardinals and the Baltimore Ravens. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. First carry for Darius Geis. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Clinton Dix there for the stop.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Jameis to throw it. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Now the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Melvin Ingram in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their 2nd down call is going to look like now.
Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. He'll find Goodwin here on the right side. And down he'll go at the 25.
Gotta go.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for him, too.
Now Trubisky on 1st down. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, and he fires one that's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding. Defense.
So they obviously declined that, and it is a touchdown.
They still had the option, but let's face it.
There's no option.
There's no option when you score a touchdown. An easy call for them.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And now here come the Ravens. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference. Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Now it's Trubisky. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Brandon Cooks with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Oh, look at that. And with flags down, he's up near the 40, but it looks like this one might be coming back.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
So that will push him back.
First down.
And now we know why I have a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
On the handoff, it's Geis. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still 2nd down.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the gun, Winston. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Here's Trubisky to throw, and he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Trubisky. Going deep downfield for Ross. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play that time for the Ravens. 64 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Tevin Coleman with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Ravens are in for 6.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Winston. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number 1, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
It's a gain of just a couple there, but it's enough to get them the first.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guaranteeing you it's starting to...
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football, and they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. It's Geis on the counter. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Geis with the carry on 2nd down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. This is caught by Jackson. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, it took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona. Flag comes in.
False start, offense.
So that'll back them up 5. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Following the penalty, it's Geis. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to make it 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up. No balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like that one?
Well, what does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
And this offense led by Mitchell Trubisky going to make their way back out there. He's got the lead here in the 2nd quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing well, your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point. Looking to throw Trubisky on 1st down. Man open, it's Goodwin. Look at the dance and the juke. A very solid gain of 27. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
This will be caught just inside the 10. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Again, it's Trubisky. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding. Defense.
Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. What? Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's 3 yards. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. We're back to Baltimore after this. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Here's Winston. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player? No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of muddle in
yards, a net of 40 there. Punt of 48 and a return of 8. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside.
They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Brandon Cooks, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. Now he's having a nice little first half for your partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. As this unit comes back out there, let's focus in on Darius Geis. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff?
Yeah.
Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Here's Winston. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Winston now. Over the middle, that's caught by QT. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 3rd and long for Winston. Lets it go for Nelson. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want.
The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's got this down to the 35. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
18. Blue.
On 1st down, Trubisky going deep downfield for Ross. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Holding, offense.
So that one a hold,
Still first down.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Now it's Trubisky. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On second down, Trubisky. Going deep downfield for Ross. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there as the first half is winding down, and the Ravens will extend their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Zerline out now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. 15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10. And the drive begins with a run by Geis. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll hand it down to Geis. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And we move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On 3rd down, it's Coleman. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Jordan Willis in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Ebron caught left side, and he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Throwing right, and that's complete. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Flushed out right, and he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
What's the old adage, be quick but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
2nd and 10 now. It's Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Jordan Willis in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
18.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down. They're going on 4th down. It's Trubisky. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. I've seen, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And he'll find QT on the right side complete. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Gonna throw right side here, complete. Touchdown, Cardinals! Jeff Swaim, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals cut into that lead. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. A gain of 32 that time.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Trubisky now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Drops it off for Coleman. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Tevin Coleman. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Now it's Patterson. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards past. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Tevin Coleman taking it in from a yard out. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. He's got the hat trick, 3 touchdowns now.
Did you throw yours? Did you throw yours out?
I didn't have mine. You've got yours. You've got one of those Abe Lincoln hats.
Yeah, and that stovepipe is going right out there for a nose for the end zone. 3rd time today. I think he deserves a tip of the cap.
Now it's Patterson. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. Jackson's got it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Winston now to throw on 1st down. Oh, he nearly picked it. Maybe daylight in front of him if he could have held on. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. Throwing again. Winston on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, complete. It's Jackson. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it.
The Cardinals on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Ready?
To the air again with Winston. Oh, it floated on him, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. Wide open receiver complete. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. He got 29 yards that time. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Now Trubisky on 1st down, going for the deep ball. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Desmond King picks it, and he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step 1. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still 3-score game, though, fourth quarter. They start on the ground with Geis. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. He's at the 50, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Cardinals. Darius Geis, 97 yards. And the Cardinals get a bit closer. Now here's Winston as his guys will line up and go for the two-point conversion. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they're able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
He'll find Goodwin here on the right side. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. The Ravens on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Now Trubisky. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talking about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Over the middle, he gets it to Patterson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game. And it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They shakes it off. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's 2nd down.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Going for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Time for a break. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Winston on 3rd and 2. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Winston. He's got it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Jameis again. And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Looky here, Trubisky wants to throw it. He's going to loft one deep left side here. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. To me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times. Tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. Breaks through the contact, and he connects with Ebron. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Trubisky to throw again. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
18. Red, up.
Trubisky going to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Looking to throw again, Trubisky. Left side. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on fourth down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
18. Hey, 18.
They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. Going deep downfield for Ross. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. He was looking for John Ross that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
Here's Trubisky looking deep downfield. And this one is incomplete.